Alright, today I'm going to be hitting you guys with the best $1,000 gaming PC build in September 2015 for your money. As always, I'm going to have the links to all of the parts down below in the description. All of these links are going to be to Amazon because I've found that a lot of my viewers actually have requested Amazon links because Amazon, a lot of people have Amazon Prime. They like the free 2-day shipping and whatnot. And Amazon has pretty good prices. Some of these parts, Amazon is very competitive with the prices, but some of the other parts are also actually a little bit overpriced. So if this does go over budget with the Amazon links, you guys can definitely probably find these parts a bit cheaper sometimes if you went to different websites and dug around. But like I said, most of these parts are going to be the exact same price, and Amazon is really convenient and really good company. Anyway, kicking off the build, we have the Intel Core i5 4690K 3.5 GHz quad-core processor. This is an amazing processor, solid processor, and a lot of my viewers are like, why don't you get an i7, And honestly, the answer to that question is i7s are, for gaming, a little bit overkill. You don't need an i7, maybe for rendering and for doing some other stuff. An i7 would be worth it, multitasking, but as far as gaming is concerned, an i5 4690K is going to do extremely well, especially in this build because we're going to be overclocking it with a water cooler. This CPU is designed to be overclocked. It's one of the best CPUs on the market, especially for gaming, and for only $230, it's going to be a really, really solid CPU. Next up, we have the water cooler. I picked up the Corsair H100i 77 CFM liquid CPU cooler. Basically, this is a really, really solid water cooler that a lot of people would recommend. It's awesome. It's really reliable, solid. It will cool your CPU really well, and it will allow you to overclock quite high. It's only going to be $90 from Amazon.com. And next up, the center of the build, the MSI Z97 PC-made ATX LGA 1150 motherboard. This motherboard is going to be about $85, and it's a really, really solid motherboard. MSI is a good company. That's the board that I have, an MSI board. It's really solid, like I said. It is an ATX motherboard with an Intel Z97 chipset, which is going to allow you to overclock 4 240-pin DIMM slots, and it's going to have a max memory of 32 GB of RAM. It does have RAID support. The onboard video depends on your CPU. However, obviously, we're going to be having a dedicated graphics card here. It does have Crossfire support, but not SLI support. But don't worry, we have an AMD card. So if you choose to run Crossfire, you will be able to on this board. It has 6 SATA 6 GB per second ports, onboard Ethernet, and onboard USB 3s. Next up for the memory, I went with 2 sticks of 4 GB of G.Skill Riptos X Series DDR3 1600 RAM. This is going to be about $50, and honestly, 8 GB of RAM is 8 GB of RAM. Nothing really special about this. It's DDR3. 2 sticks of 4 GB, so you guys are going to be able to run dual channel, which is a bit faster than only having 1 stick of 8. For the storage, I went with the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB 3.5-inch 7200 RPM internal hard drive. This is going to be about $50. It's a pretty solid drive. A lot of people would recommend it. 1,000 GB, about actually a little more than 1,000 GB. It's going to be plenty of storage for you. Really fast, 7200 RPM, sorry. I did not go with an SSD for this build just because they are a little bit expensive, and honestly, I think these one storage drive will be just fine, and you can put the extra money towards a better video card. And if you want to upgrade in the future, SSDs are dropping in price daily, so you'll be able to upgrade if you want. And if you really want to spend the extra money on one, you can feel free to do so. Now, the best part of the build, the moment you've all been waiting for, the video card. I went with the MSI Radeon R9 390 8GB video card. This video card is just come out. It's a brand new top-of-the-line video card from AMD. This is the MSI version of the card. It has 8GB of dedicated memory. It performs very well, just like a 780 Ti or anything else. It's a really, really, really solid card. It's going to be a really, really great addition to this build, and it's only $330. So yeah, it's clocked in at 1 GHz, but you can probably overclock if you wanted to. It supports 4-way Crossfire, which is pretty sweet. So if you wanted to buy 4 of these things, you could. But I think the motherboard supports two cards, maybe 3 if you're lucky, but probably just 2. Anyway, it has 2 DVI-D dual-link ports, 1 DisplayPort and 1 HDMI port. So if you want to have multiple monitors, you are free to do so. Next up, what's going to house the build? I picked the Asus Series ATX mid-tower case coming in at $50. It's a pretty good case. It looks nice. I like it. It has a nice side panel window so you can see your parts. It looks clean. It's about $70, but you can probably find it a little bit cheaper other places besides Amazon.com because Amazon, like I said, can sometimes rip you off. And if you wanted to go for a different case, you can feel free to do so. It doesn't really matter what case you get as long as you like it. It's compatible with USB 3s though, so it will go well with the motherboard. So you're going to have USB 3s, USB 2s. It looks nice. I think it's cool. It has good cable management and nice side panel window, like I said. So yeah, it's going to be a good addition to the build. Powering this build, I went with the Corsair CX 600-watt 80-plus bronze certified semi-modular ATX power supply. This is a pretty solid power supply. I've used it in a lot of my builds. I use it in my builds. It's a pretty good power supply. It hasn't failed me, and it has plenty of power to power this whole thing. This build uses about 500 watts, and this is a 600 watt, so you should be good. And the optical drive is going to be the standard Samsung SH224DB DVD writer. My total says $944.58, so I saved you guys some money to pick up some Windows or even a solid state drive if you really wanted to. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.